All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to do our daily Bitcoin and Bitcoin miner update. Bitcoin had a little bit of a sideways day, but I think it's about to break in a certain direction, so I want to go through that. The Bitcoin miners had a very red day, so I want to look at those. Some of these miners are getting towards their 52-week lows or at their 52-week lows again. So I want to visit that and talk about where Bitcoin might be going next. So we talk about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners all the time on this channel. If that is content that you guys are interested in, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Also, if everybody would smash the like button, and please feel free to leave a comment below. I read all the comments. Okay, so today was basically a very red day for the Bitcoin miners. It was a red day for the market overall. The market was down. Precious metals were down, cryptocurrencies were down, so mostly this was another down day. Everything else was red. There were a few things that had really tough days, but the average today was, 3 or 4% down. DigiHost was down the most out of anybody. DigiHost was down another 10% today. We took a look at that specifically yesterday because it hit its 52-week low yesterday, and now it's down another 10%. So those guys are struggling big time. Wolf also had a very tough day, down 9.4%, and Cypher had a tough day, down 11%. Okay, so red day straight across the board for the Bitcoin miners. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin itself and see why that is and what's going on. Okay, so this is Bitcoin on the 15-minute time frame. So you're going to see today, basically, as always, there's an orange line where the equity markets closed yesterday. Bitcoin was at around 20,240 when the market closed yesterday. So you'll see we really have been moving in a downward direction ever since. We did hit a little bit of a temporary bottom maybe 3 or 4 hours ago, and we're up, you can see, just over 2% since then. However, I don't think the downward pressure is done. This candle is where the market closed, so we did close just under this line of support, but we have been hanging on to this line for some time now. When we zoom out, you're going to see more clearly that we've just been on either side of that line for 5 or 6 days. So again, in this one 15-minute candle since the market closed, we seem to be off to the races here for the moment. However, it looks to me like the momentum is down over the last 24 hours. Okay, here we are on the 4-hour time frame. So I want to show you a couple of things that are on the brink. It looked like we had just confirmed a few things. Now it looks like we may be getting faked out. So I want to show you what I'm looking at, and it really looks like the next couple hours are critical to decide which direction we're going in. So you'll see I've drawn a new line here, a red line at around 19,550. Each time that we have hit this line, we've bounced back up, but we keep bouncing up to a lower place so far. So I'm going to look at the RSI and the MACD on the 4-hour time frame because these are the things that tell me I think we're going down, but you're going to see it's razor close. So 2 days ago, we talked about the fact that it looks like we were getting rejected again here, just over 50 on the 4-hour RSI. So that is what happened. We got to oversold territory. We got back up just over 50, got rejected, had a little run to the downside, retested 50, and it looks like we got rejected again. So this has been headed down on the 4-hour time frame ever since. And as you can see, even as we speak at the moment, we're still getting a little bit lower lows. But this is still very close. So this is not like massive confirmation. This is the MACD on the 4-hour time frame. I'm zoomed in very, very closely here because we did have a bearish crossover this morning. However, it is now 2 candles later, and this candle that we just started has been flipping between green and red on the histogram. So, we have 2 red candles with virtually no momentum at all. You can see those are very close to zero. So normally what you would expect, in previous bearish crossovers, you've seen this type of action where we start to produce bigger and bigger red candles, bottom out, and turn around. Here in this instance, this is potentially a fake out. So we have seen this. I zoomed out a little bit. We have seen this a couple of times. We had a very small run right here. Right here, back on August 6th, you'll see we had 3 candles in a row that were red. It looked like a bearish crossover, and this was just an absolute fake out, and we ran back to the upside. So there is the potential that something like this can happen when we're so thin on the histogram. In other words, these red candles are at virtually, you can hardly see them. So I feel like this has not been confirmed at all. If this gets confirmed, then I think it's possible we may finally get down to this green line, and that is sitting at around 19,200. So that's the line that I've been expecting to get to all along over the last few weeks. I do have one other line that's lower than that. We'll talk about that as well. So if we just take a quick look on the one-day time frame, this just kind of gives you a big picture. This was the 2-month rally that we had. This was a relief rally. This was almost 8 weeks long. We were up about 43%. So that was a very clear, very strong rally. It also very clearly ended on August 15th. So we have been headed down ever since. Now the question is, are we bottoming out somewhere around 19,500? I had my line more at like 19,200. And I still do think we're going to get to that because there's still, the general pressure is downward. The pressure in the entire market, actually across all the markets in gold and silver and everything, seems to be to the downside right now. So I am still expecting maybe to get a little bit lower here, maybe hit this low. And again, the final line that I have here is at 17,500-ish. That is where we flash crashed down to back in the middle of June. We did not even close one daily candle there. We closed that daily candle very close to 19,000, but we did get down to around 17.5. So I'm leaving this line in play. Again, in my opinion, I think that we could possibly candle wick down to this. I don't think we're going to be closing daily candles down here and taking out new low. That's my opinion. And you can see it looks like we could potentially be on the brink of maybe getting some momentum and turning around right now. So there is a possibility 19,500 was the bottom. I don't think so. I just showed you what a gray area we're in. But again, to me, the pressure still feels more down than up. So I'm still shooting for this green line at 19,200 at the moment. Meanwhile, as we're bottoming out, I want to take a look at a few of the actual Bitcoin miners themselves because they are bottoming out as well. Even though we are nowhere near the low that Bitcoin put in a few months ago, a lot of the miners are revisiting their lows. So I want to show you a few of those. I'm definitely not recommending any of these. And, you guys got to decide what you think this means. I just think that it's noteworthy that there are several Bitcoin miners that are now at or below their 52-week low, even though we haven't necessarily bottomed out yet on Bitcoin. So this is that bottoming process that I'm talking about. I want to show you a few that have already taken out their 52-week lows, and there may be some others that are going to make that move and revisit those 52-week lows at least, which means that would go along with my theory that we're not quite done with the downward pressure. So the first one is Greenidge. You can see today we did hit a new 52-week low, which in their case is an all-time low. So they're trading at $2.28, and again, that's their all-time low. DigiHost, we went through yesterday in detail, so I'm not going to go through that in detail, but you'll see yesterday we hit an all-time low on DigiHost, and today we're down another 10%. This is now trading at 78 cents. I'm going to zoom out just a little to show you guys that back in October, DigiHost already did a 1-to-3 reverse stock split to get the price of their stock up. So now they're all the way well under $1 again, and they're sitting right back in the same situation that they were in 10 months ago. If I go to Stronghold, you'll see, although this looks like a green candle, that was actually down on the day, and it did get down as low as $1.28. It closed at $1.37. But it got down to $1.28. That is its new all-time low. So there's a few that are getting near their lows, and I'm going to tell you which ones I average into. And again, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you guys to buy these stocks. These are scary stocks to hold. They are hard to hold. I know an awful lot of people that have bought and then sold at a loss because they just can't take the pain anymore. And this has been going on for a long time. We're now a solid 9 months into just downward pressure after downward pressure. We did have that nice one relief rally in the middle, but then bang, it's straight back down to where some of these miners are at their new lows again already. Bitfarms is about 15% off of its previous low. So that is one that is getting close. I'm dollar cost averaging in. That's my principle in general. So it may go lower. It may retest its lows. It may take out its lows. It got down as low as $1.04. It closed at $1.25 today. So, it's getting back towards its low. And I also added to my Cleanspark position today. And again, I'm not telling you guys to buy this. Please do your own due diligence. This is not financial advice. Cleanspark closed at $4.08. I was able to pick some up under $4 today. $3.75 is their all-time low. So they're getting very close to that as well. Most of the rest of the ones that I didn't talk about are still anywhere from 30 to 50% off of their recent 52-week low. There is some more downward pressure potentially for those, or those just may not ever revisit their lows. Okay, so since things are so far up in the air, I'm going to leave it at that for today. We're really getting a lot of ambiguous signals right now. I think the pressure's a little bit to the downside, but we'll have to wait and see. So that's all I got for you today. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button, and thanks again, and I will see you in the next video.